everybody. Welcome to the 11th annual Allenton Old Car Show. It's actually the annual Classic Car and Truck Show, Swap Meet, and Flea Market. Today is Sunday, July 4th. My name is Jim German, and I, along with Ralph Manthey, will be touring the grounds today and looking at all the old cars and classics and trucks and such. Right now, I want to introduce a few people to you. Just a minute. These folks are taking the tickets, and maybe you'd like to give us your name, please.
Al Chris.
And?
Ken Gross.
Al and Ken, how many cars are in here today? Do you know? Do you have any idea?
I would say at present probably 200.
200 cars. Is that quite a few?
No, normally we've got, I think last year we had about 400 and we turned about 100 away. Because of the weather, I think it's down a little bit this year.
You had 400 last year and you turned 100 away. Well, you've got good weather today, Al. I don't know if it's going to hold out or not.
4 tickets.
As you can see, Al's pretty busy here selling tickets. It is a good day. I think the temperature is about mid-80s with a slight threat of rain. Have you ever had anything called off on account of rain, Al?
No, we've really had good luck all the time, and I don't think that we've had any ever called off. And one was interrupted towards the end, but other than that, it's been good. We've been very lucky.
Really?
How about, have you ever had anything called off because it was too hot? It was really hot this morning.
No, that's what we like.
Okay, Al, well, thanks for the interview, and we're going to be heading inside now. Come on, Ralph. Okay, we're right here at the entrance, and I've got a young man. The name is Richard J. Wagner, and maybe, Richard, you could give us an idea of what we're all going to see here today and what we all should look for, because we're going to try and put together about 45 minutes worth of tape for community cable in West Bend.
Well, we got a brand new booth down on the end. We call it the Lions booth. For anybody that's not aware of what the Lions do or are involved in, it's a display of different activities we're involved in, charity work that we do. The Lions Camp for the Handicapped, by the way, which made me a Lion because my son went to that and I was so impressed by the camp, I joined the Lions to help the camp.
Very good.
Ralph Bates is running the booth down there, and I think it's worthwhile to see.
I'm anxious to see that. I'm a Kiwanis member myself, and it's always interesting to see what other service clubs around town do. Tell us some more about the area here. Have you got it roped off into sections with, it looks like the cars are kind of just parking wherever they got a spot.
We used to rope it off. Now we got a new sneaky way. We use a lawnmower and we cut a low patch instead of a rope. That way nobody trips and they can see it in the grass for parking in nice straight rows.
Ah, a lawnmower. Cool. Let me see here, Richard. What about the classes and the categories and how many trophies, and do you know all that stuff? Could you give us information on that?
No, that sort of gets out of my area. I take care of the gates and registering of the cars. The other booth over there will put them in classes and award the trophies and plaques. Okay, well, we're going to have to find somebody to give us that information because that always intrigues me. I've got an old car myself, but it's hardly showable. It's parked out in front, and it's a 71 Buick Skylark convertible, but it's a bit rusty. If you can find them in the crowd, Mal Calise would know a lot about it. Mal Calise, okay, we'll be looking for him. Thanks for the interview, Richard. Okay, we found Mel, and Mel's last name is Mal Calise, and he's got the categories and the number of trophies for each category. Mel, maybe you'd like to go over those with us.
Sure, we have 2 trophies, first and second place in each category. We have category E, which is 1934 and older, original or restored. Category B, which is 1935 to 49, original or restored. Category C, 1950 to 1954, original or restored. Category D, 1955 to 57, original or restored. Category E, 58 to 64, which is original or restored. Category F, which is 1965 to 68, original or restored. And then we go to Category G, which is 1969 and newer, original or restored also. And of course Category H, which is street rods, customized or modified 1949. And then we have street machine, customized or modified 1950 and newer. And then when you go to the truck class, original or restored, Class J, 2 or 4-wheel drive. And then we go to Class K, which is trucks also, but they are customized or modified 2 or 4-wheel drive. And then we go to Class L, which is special interest, which includes sports cars, vans, replica cars, scooters, and all others which haven't got a specific class. And then our last class, of course, for a big trophy or trophy plaque in itself is the best to show, and that's the single car which is picked out of the whole selection of cars for the show. So that's really the rundown of the different classes there.
Very good, Mel. I noticed everything says original or restored. Is there a reason for that? I mean, what other option would there be other than original or restored?
Well, I guess that's just to make it specific, you know. That's about it, really.
Okay, and the last class you have, or actually the Class G, says 69 and newer. Now, how late of a model would you accept? I mean, you can't hardly get a 1993 in here, can you?
We have not set a limit on that. We'll take them up to 93, you know, because it's basically an old car show. But once in a while, we'll get a gentleman or lady in here who's just bought a new car, and really a brand new car, and is really proud of it, and they want to show it off. So let them bring it in. You know, what the heck?
I see. Well, for $3, anybody can bring in their car, and for $1, it's $1 admittance and $3 for a car, isn't it?
Just to make it clear, right? $3 registration for your car to show it off. We're not promoting the later model cars, but we will accept, because there generally aren't that many brand new cars that come into the show, you know. So
are you folks still giving away dash plaques? I know I've got one on my dash from several years ago.
We have 350 dash plaques that we give out at the show to all the car people that bring their car out for the show. Sure.
Well, maybe I'll go get it and bring it in here. What the heck, I could use another dash plaque.
Why not? Sure.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mel.
Sure, very good.
Okay. Go.
Okay. This is our dash plaque at our Allenton's Lions 11th Annual Car Show. On the plaque, we have a 1966 Ford Galaxy 500, which is owned by one of our Lions in the club. And I'm sorry, have I been bending it wrong? Okay, and at this time, I'd like to present this plaque to Jim. Jim has a 71 Buick, which he's going to bring back in complete restored condition in year 2000 what?
2000 something.
Okay, very good.
Thanks, Mel.
Nice to see you, Jim.
Thank you, Mel. And I think I fit in one of those categories. This car is still all original.
Okay, right.
Next year, bring it back, and we'd like it to look like the one behind you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you, guys.
Very good.
So we picked out our very first car. It's a blue something or other with a bunch of wood on it. Maybe the owner could tell us exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's a 29 Ford home-built Woody. It's basically a replica after a 29 Woody station wagon. The only thing is I built it from hand up. It's totally ground built. I mean, I built every part on the car. It's running a Chevrolet motor, a Corvette rear end. They're all steel fenders on it. I built the wood body from scratch without a pattern.
Interesting.
The interior was done up in Appleton, Wisconsin by Upholstery Connection. It's a one-of-a-kind car. It's the easiest I can tell you.
I'll tell you what, it's a very, very, it's a beautiful car, and my hats are off to you. We didn't get your name, sir.
Okay, it's Jim Radel. I live in West Bend, Wisconsin.
Good. I appreciate the interview, Jim, and I wish you best of luck. And just for curiosity, have you ever won, and what category are you in?
The car's only 2.5 weeks done. I just finished it.
Oh, this is your first voyage?
Yep, it's the first one at all.
Well, lots of luck to you, Jim. I hope you do well.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Joanne Schmela from Jackson. We'd like to talk to her husband who owns the car, but he's off in the flea market or someplace like that. And so Joanne's going to do some talking. Joanne, tell us what it is.
It's a 51 Mercury lead sled.
It's a 51 Mercury lead sled. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. Did your husband paint it or do any restoration or anything like that?
Yes, it's been painted, and the interior was just done at Ace in West Bend.
I see. Did he do any body work on the thing?
No.
Any engine work?
No.
Joanne, you're coming across real good here. Have you ever won any trophies with it?
Yes, we have.
Oh, well, that's very good. I bet it's a lot of fun to drive. Does your husband let you drive it?
No.
Don't touch. Looks like you're going to have to get your own.
Okay, I will.
Okay. Good luck to you, Joanne. Thank you for the interview. I'm with Dave Lefevre here from Jackson. Oh, I believe it's Hartford, isn't it?
Hartford, Wisconsin.
Dave, you've got an interesting vehicle here. Maybe you'd like to tell us about it.
Well, it's a 1929 Detroit Electric. They built a number of them from the early 20s up through the 30s, and there aren't a lot of them around. It runs on 84 volts, has batteries in the front and the back, and has a motor under the center of the car. It has a cruising range of about 100 miles and averages about 25 miles an hour on level ground, and uphill you can just about walk faster than the car if it's a real steep hill, and downhill it's all you can do to hold on to it.
Is that the truth? How many of these things do you think are still in existence?
Oh, I don't know. There's a group of people that are trying to start a directory on them, and I know of about 10 Detroits in existence throughout the country with people that I've talked to. The year of this actually was titled as a 1920. We've had a hard time verifying that it actually is a 29, and we're really not even sure of that. In fact, next weekend it'll be in the Circus Parade, which is a fun event. It's one of the few covered cars that has been in the Circus Parade the last 5 or 6 years.
Very interesting. I bet if there were a class for this, you'd be first in your class every time.
Yeah, that's because there aren't any other electrics around, so it would be the only one in this class all the time.
I was just trying to be funny. Thanks a lot, Dave. Thanks for the interview. Good luck to you.
No problem. Thank you.
Well, we've got another interesting vehicle here, and I'd like you folks to meet the owner, and he's going to describe what it is and tell us a little bit about it. Your name and address, sir, and all that?
Name is Bob Slavens. I'm from Waukesha, Wisconsin. The car is a 49 Mercury Coupe. It originally came from California. It was owned by Universal Studios. Been in a couple of movies. It's been pretty much gone over. Bodywork's been redone. Got a Corvette engine in it, automatic transmission, custom features. Some of the chrome's been removed, and of course the flames, which we just completed last winter.
Hey, I like it. I'm noticing a number of these lead sleds around. Is this usual or unusual that so many are gathering in one spot?
There's a lot of them around, and we belong to a Mercury club out of Milwaukee. It's the Bruton Cruisers. We're dedicated to 49, 50, 51 Mercuries, and most of the Mercuries you see here today are part of our club.
I got a real loaded question for you. I think it was Bob, wasn't it?
Yes.
I've got a loaded question for you, Bob. How do you feel about the kit cars, the all fiberglass lead sled, already chopped, already channeled, everything else like that, lowered? All you got to do is put it on a chassis. Do you have an opinion? And don't use any bad words.
They're just, the metal ones aren't here anymore. It's better than not having one.
Well, that's a
real.
That's a good answer, and I have to go along with it. I think those are so beautiful, and I like these cars. And heck, if I had enough money, I'd probably be buying one. Thanks for the interview, Bob. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I don't have the owner on this car, but you've got to see it. It's a '78 Camaro, and it's owned by Brad Nettlecoven or Netcoven. I don't have the address or the town he's from, but it is a beautiful car. It's a pearlescent, some kind of a metallic, multicolored panel paint job. Some super duper interior. The back seat looks like all speakers to me. Special dashboard, steering wheel. We've got many thousands of hours of work here and the equivalent of money also. I just wonder if it's fast. Just walked up and we'd like to interview him. It's Netcoven, Brad Netcoven. Tell us where you're from, Brad, and something about your car.
I'm from Cudahy, Wisconsin, and the car was pretty well junk when I started on it. It's a '78 Camaro. All the graphics are done in lacquer paint with urethane clear coat over it.
Did you do all this yourself, Brad?
I did all the work myself at Customs Unlimited, where I work in Cudahy.
Oh, there you go. There's a little
yeah, a
plug
little plug, sure.
You're gonna get a phone ringing off the hook tomorrow.
The boss likes that.
Good. What about the interior, Brad?
Another friend of mine, Tom Michalowski, did that. He just does it in the sideline for, and it's done more or less Mexican style, you'd call it. It's pretty gaudy, but.
Well, I think you got a chance for best of show. I wonder, have you ever taken anything like that, or is this a fairly new completion?
It is a fairly new car. I've been in about 3 shows with it so far and done pretty good so far. So.
Well, good luck to you, Brad. It's a beauty. It's a honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It looks like it's Mercury Day here at Allenton Old Car Show. This one is a 1951 Mercury Monterey 2-door coupe, engine 350 cubic inch Chevy. I'm reading this stuff right off the card here. Transmission is 350 turbo, purchased with 46,000 original miles, and the owners are Tom and Faye Freefert from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. We're getting folks from everywhere in this wonderful afternoon, July 4th. Take a look. Take a look at the scalping or the flames on the side. Very pretty. You folks, how low this car is. I'm going to try and slide my hand under this big fat cruiser skirt, and I can just barely do it. And notice also the legs pipes along the side, the beautiful lavender finish. Quite a car. The last car that we looked at, the last Mercury that we looked at, the gentleman said it was in a movie. I found out after he was off camera that the movie was Mommy Dearest. It was parked in the parking lot. So anybody, if you're out there renting a movie tonight, maybe you can look for that one also. Okay, now we've got a father and son-in-law combination from the city of Milwaukee traveling all the way out here to Allenton. I'd like them to introduce themselves, their address possibly, and what they've got to show.
Okay, my name's Ken Stashewski, 4270 South Pine, Milwaukee. I have a 40 Dodge Coupe, all Chrysler powered. I'm here with my son-in-law. He's got a 30 Ford Model A.
That's a very interesting looking vehicle here. Did you do all the work, or did you do any of the work?
Majority of it, yes, I did the work. The only thing that came with was the engine put in it already. I wired it, stubbed the front end with a Camaro. It's got dual exhaust. It's not fast, but it gets me to where I'm going, to church and back.
What an interesting looking vehicle. No bumpers on the front. Aren't you worried about hitting into anything?
No. Because if I hit something, it's going to be my fault anyway, so I might as well suffer the consequences.
What kind of background do you have for this? Are you a body man of some kind?
No, just something I picked up when I was a kid, being handy around the garage and so forth. Just a hobby, that's all it is.
Well, you've done a wonderful job. Now let's take a look at what your son-in-law's got to offer. Kind of a family team. Where's the wife and the daughter? Oh, they're talking shopping. Yeah. Okay, let's get your name, address, and what you've got to show.
Name's Darwin Radliff. My address is 4270 South Pine Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And the car that you've got?
It's a Model A, 1930. It's got a 4-inch chop top. It's got the detailing on the side.
Engine?
It's a 327 out of a Chevy.
Transmission, rear end, all that?
350 tranny out of it's got a Ford rear end out of a Maverick.
Isn't that interesting how you can stick all those number of parts together and make it work? This is all steel? Steel is real?
Steel is real.
Any comments on fiberglass replicas like this?
To each his own. I personally don't go for them.
I guess I was kind of expecting that. I as a non-builder, am intrigued by that. You can buy the whole car right out of the magazine, right out of the catalog, with the running gear, engine, transmission, rear end, body, paint, interior, the whole works. $30,000 and you're on the road.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. For me, that would be fun and wonderful, except for one thing: I don't have the money.
For the same price, you could have the original. Same, all the work done and everything else for the same price.
Well, you're going to have somebody put it together for you, but you folks, you two have done a real wonderful job on these things, and I want to wish you the best of luck. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we've got a guy here who owns a car kind of after my own heart. It's a 68 to 72 mid-size General Motors product, and I'd like to have you meet this gentleman. He's going to explain all about it. What is it, and where are you from?
It's a 69 Chevelle convertible.
And your name?
Paul Swirsky. I'm from Slinger, Wisconsin. And it's a 69 Chevelle convertible, super sport. I got a 396 in it. Street supercharger, twin Makunis on it, and all sorts of good stuff like that. Lots of chrome, that kind of thing.
It's a nice looking car, nice looking engine, nice looking paint job. Interior's good. How much you think? This may be a personal question, but how much do you think it's worth, or how much have you got sticking in it and that kind of stuff?
Oh, I'd say it's probably worth about probably $9,000, $10,000 range, somewhere in there.
Good. That's a nice little pastime here. All you need is the money, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you do any of the work yourself?
Yeah, I've done everything myself. It took me 4 years to put this together.
Hey, well, good for you. Best of luck to you and best of show.
Well, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, now we've got an interesting vehicle. I'd like you to meet the gentleman here with this orange, Superbird?
Yep.
And he can tell us all about it.
Okay, it's Alan Green from West Bend, Wisconsin.
Very good.
Okay, it's 1970 Superbird. They made about 1735 or so. They're basically made just for racing. That's what they first designed, what Chrysler had in mind at the time.
Yeah, I believe they had to make so many stock vehicles so that they could allow them to be raced at some other, NASCAR or whatever?
Yeah, 500 NASCAR law says 500 cars have to be made.
So just out of curiosity, how many wins have you taken with this thing at NASCAR events? She looks pretty. Yeah, she looks pretty clean for all that bumping and grinding. This car has been on these shows before, so those of you folks who have seen these things, you probably recognize this one. It's very nice looking. And congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Interesting looking vehicle we've got this time. It's a Woody of some kind, and the fellow here was going to explain all about it.
Yeah, hi. My name's Bud Armstrong. We're from Grafton. But the car itself, Ford really never made such a contraption as this. What they were, you take the tin part that was made by the Ford Motor Company and then take it to Wagon Works, because the wagon people in those days were looking for anything in any way that they could make a couple extra bucks, because the wagons were going down the tube. But this was constructed from one from Mufflinger Wagon Works out of Mufflinger, Pennsylvania. And what it was, to go more or less from the train station to a hotel or a girls' school or a boys' school, and what they would do, you'd have enough room for the people you're picking up. You could get 5 passengers in here, plus a lot of room for the luggage, because the tailgate in the back drops down, you tie it on the roof, and that way, you could get as much luggage going from the train station.
Yeah.
But Ford saw the handwriting on the wall, and when he built the Model A's, or changed over from Model T to Model A in 1927, 28, excuse me, he built that plant up in Iron Mountain, Michigan. And there was greater timber area, and then he came out with what was the regular Woody wagon, actually, and because he says, you ain't going to get any of my money. I says, if I'm going to sell it, well, I'm going to do it myself, actually.
Hey, he had a smart idea there, didn't he?
But, it's true. The station wagon then turned into very popular, actually, but this is actually classified as a depot hack. But the black part, that was always, or has made by the Ford Motor Company. And we've had a lot of fun with it, going here in the next place, actually.
It looks like you've been around with all the pins on your hat. I imagine you've taken, or at least gotten a lot of inquiries and conversation out of it.
Through the years, actually, we've picked up a lot of trophies with it, because it isn't an interesting car, actually.
Good.
But my children, we've got 6 kids, and they all wanted to surprise me one year, so they bought this thing as a Christmas present for me. And it was just piles and piles of parts. There's no two alike, you might say.
Wow.
And we ground up restoration. Luckily, in Grafton, they were raffling off a 1923 Roadster, and I could get underneath this car and find, I got one of those, and you'd find out where the whole thing went together then. But
Good. I'll tell you what, though. I hope you don't get too wet on the way home. I hope these side curtains hold the water out.
They can. We'll be...
I'd like to talk to you some more, but we got a lot of cars to check out, and it's getting kind of threatening out. So good luck to you on the way back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see you, if not before, in the circus parade next Sunday. We're driving it again.
All right. Well, congratulations to you too.
Thank you very much, fellas.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Well, it's our first Jaguar of the day, and I'd like you to meet the owner, and he can tell us all about it.
My name is Mike Cornelli, and my wife and I, Debbie, live in Kewaskum. I spent 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears restoring the car.
Very good.
It's a 73 Series 3 E-Type.
Give us the number of cylinders, and maybe Ralph, you can get a picture of the inside of the engine compartment.
It's a 5.3 liter 12-cylinder. It's aluminum block, aluminum heads.
That's a V12?
That's a V12, correct. They began producing in 1971, and basically they still produce almost the same engine today yet.
What kind of horsepower is this developed? Comparable to what?
Well, it's 326 cubic inch, so it's not, although it's a 12-cylinder, it's not a real large engine. I think factory was rating it like 325, but I think realistically it's more like 265. Depends upon how you rate, there's different horsepower ratings, so it depends. It was a high-speed touring car is what it was for.
Did you have a lot of trouble getting parts from Europe with any of that stuff?
Well, not really. There were some parts that they weren't remaking. Most of them they were remaking, and I didn't have a difficult time. They were very expensive. But now, a few years later, they've become really popular, and you can get almost any part for it now if you got the money for it.
Yeah, I suppose you can get anything you'd like. It's a very beautiful car, and once again, like most of the cars we looked at today, our hats are off to you because it's very well done and a nice job of restoration.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, we've got our first truck of the afternoon. Actually, we've passed a few, but we couldn't find an owner. But this is well, you'll be able to see as plain as day. It's a TransStar made by, well, let's let the owner tell us.
I own a 1957 Studebaker TransStar. It has the original factory colors. As you can see, the ad in the front window is an original ad. It's a picture of the original ad out of a farmer's magazine from 1957.
When did you pick this thing up?
We bought the truck in 1973, and we used it to build our house.
Goodness gracious!
Rocks.
Folks, did you hear that? 1973. He's had this car for 20 years already.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that long, but
I'll tell you what. I bet you haven't hauled any rocks lately in this thing. It's as clean as a whistle.
No, I haven't. One day I dragged it home. I had it in the barn, and about 4 years ago we completed restoration, and so now we've been attending shows and just having fun.
Great, great. I'll tell you what, we didn't get your name and where you're from.
Roger Wagner from Hartford, Wisconsin.
A lot of folks from the surrounding area here attending Allenton's 11th annual Old Car Show. Thanks, Roger, and good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Well, folks, this looks like our very first Nash Metropolitan, and let me check with the owner to see if I got that right.
Yes, that's correct. It's a 1959 California Nash convertible, brought out from California, of course, and restored. This is the second paint job on it, and reupholstery's been done on it twice also. And it's a good job done on everything here. We like the car. We take it to car shows. We took it to Louisville, Kentucky 2 years ago for 98 car meet, a national meet. We're going to Grapevine, Texas in a couple of weeks, and we're going to meet more Nash Metropolitan people down there.
Excuse me, when you went to Louisville, was that all Metropolitans also?
Metropolitans, 98 Metropolitans. We have a man fly in for one day that day. He had to come to see 98 cars put together, and he took off the same day from the Louisville, Kentucky airport. So he really enjoyed himself. He really had fun. And well, it's a regional meet more or less. It's the 40th anniversary, Wisconsin Dells, June 24, 25th, and 26th, 1994 at the Holiday Inn. Please come and attend this meet, or just come to look at the cars. We're going to have quite a do. We're going to go on a ferry, free ferry ride over the Merrimack, from Merrimack over the Wisconsin River, and we're going to come back. We're going to tour Wisconsin Dells. We're going to have our own pig roast, and we're going to have a great time for 3 days.
Just our luck, folks. We wound up with the spokesperson for the entire international Nash Metropolitan outfit.
Let me tell you one more thing, though. My husband has been the ex-president. I have served on the board of directors for 9 years. He is now the editor of the Metropolitan Gazette, as we call it, and I am a regional director myself, and I thank you.
Hey, well, very good. Nice interview. And one more thing. We didn't get your name. We didn't get where you're from.
Oh, I'm Joe McGarty, Port Washington, Wisconsin. My husband is Richard McGarty, the Met editor.
Hey, well, welcome, and thanks for the little breakdown story about your Nash Metropolitan.
Hi, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Your name is?
Jim German.
Okay, Jim. Okay. Hey, that's okay.
Folks, what old car show would be complete without a 1957 Chevrolet, probably Bel Air, two-door hardtop, with about a foot of paint on it. Maybe I could get something out of the owner here. Your name is, sir?
Jim Bird from West Bend.
Hey, pleased to meet you, Jim. Tell us about your car. It's a beauty.
Well, I started the restoration last year. I had a friend of mine, Steve Hamilton from Theresa, do the restoration job. I helped him as much as I could when time permitted.
What did you do, hold the light or something like that?
No, I did a lot of the grunt work, a lot of the sandblasting work, and just whatever needed to be done. And he was the master, and he pretty much supervised everything and did most of the restoration work.
Interior also? It's very, very attractive.
The interior was done in West Bend. Ace Upholstery in West Bend did the interior.
Well, I'm sure that Jerry's going to get Jerry's going to appreciate your plugging his business. We're talking, of course, of Jerry Staling.
Staling.
Of course. Sorry, Jerry.
But we started the car. We took it out there to Steve's in April, and we finished it in October. So pretty much a summer project all year.
So this is one of your first shows then?
This is my first show, yes, since it's been done.
Good. Well, good luck to you. It's a very beautiful car. Bet you a lot of fun driving it.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Just proof to you folks that the Allenton annual old car show is really a family event. I want you to meet a couple here with what appears to be the youngest attendee. Give us your name and where you're from, and who's the young person here? I'm guessing it's a boy.
I'm Janine Miller. This is my husband, Rich Miller, and this is Brandis. She's a little girl.
I made a mistake. Oh.
See, there I am in my little girl outfit. And
Oh,
she'll be 3 weeks old tomorrow.
3 weeks old. Here we are, folks, she's attending her first car show. Tell us, what is her favorite car so far?
She liked the 1930 Ford Model A. That was her favorite.
Was it? Well, thank you very much. And how about you folks? Have any particular favorites?
Any Ford.
Oh, well, once a Ford owner, always a Ford owner, huh? Ford lover, Ford's forever. Thanks for the interview, folks. Well, I guess besides cars and trucks, we've also got what appears to be a motorcycle. But let's hear it from the owner's mouth what it actually is. What's your name? Where are you from, sir?
John Zilke from Camel Sport, Wisconsin.
Good. And what have you got here?
A 1961 Cushman Eagle.
I don't suppose you've owned this from brand new, have you? But tell us the size, displacement, and where you got it and all that.
We bought it at another car show out at Beaver Dam one weekend, and it's got an 8-horse Cushman motor on it.
Huh. It's a lot of fun. Get a lot of chicks?
No, not really.
Okay. And in the background is apparently it's your dad's car. It's a Mercury Sun Valley. Tell us about that.
It was a 1954 Mercury Sun Valley. It's one of I think 2,500 made about. One of the few in existence, I believe. It was a ground-up restoration that we did. Took us about 5 years to restore. That was about 8 years ago.
Good. I see it's a plexiglass top. Is that the Sunliner type?
Yes, correct.
Good. There weren't too many of those made either. It's a nice little. Did you drive this thing here? Is it Terry or Jerry?
Jerry, I'm John.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you drive this thing here, John?
Yes,
this Cushman?
Yes, I did.
Whoa. Well, hope you don't get wet on the way back.
I hope so too.
Okay, good luck. Okay, it looks like you're reading the sign. It says wait until next year, and of course wait till you see what we've got to show you. This fits in the category as all original, I'm sure. Maybe you'd like to tell us about it. What's your name, where are you from, and what have you got?
I'm Jim Ray. I'm from Allenton. It's a 1957 210 sedan.
And what are your plans for it, Jim? Is it Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Jim. I intend to fix it up, repaint it, do the interior, make it look like a show car.
Good. Well, where did you get something like this? Out of the proverbial barn with a little old lady or something? Some kind of story like that?
No, not actually. I bought it back in 1972 from a man down in Milwaukee.
Jim, you've had this thing for 20 years already. This is a long restoration project?
It's a long restoration project, but it'll be well worth it when it's all done.
I think the Slinger Speedway's looking for you with the Crazy 8 drivers out there.
I hope not.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll be back next year. We'll take a look for this thing. It's Jim. Jim, last name?
Ray.
Jim Ray, folks. And we'll see what it looks like next year. Good luck to you, and hope you turn out all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Folks, you can see what I'm standing next to is quite short. It's been lowered, and it's been chopped. It's a 1941 Chevrolet pickup. Oh, I beg your pardon. It looks like we've got an owner appearing here. Are you the owner, sir? Come on in. Let's get to meet you. I saw that it's powered by a Chevy, and that's where I made the mistake. It's a 41 Ford pickup. Yeah. Tell us what your name is, where you're from.
The name is Don Blaha. I'm from Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Is it Tom?
Don.
Don? How many inches are chopped, and what's it lowered to, and what kind of engine, and all that kind of stuff?
It's chopped 6 inches. It's lowered 4 inches, and it's got a 71 Chevy Camaro motor in it, all the way back.
Well, it's an attractive little vehicle. I wonder, do you have any trouble getting over speed bumps with this thing so low?
No, I don't go over them.
Good for you. Well, good luck to you in the best of the show category. Thanks. Okay, folks, I think you can see by the license plate what we're going to be dealing with next, and the owner here will tell us a little bit about it. Sir, where are you from? What's your name?
I'm from Milwaukee. My name's Vic Capoletti. This is a 1950 Mercury. It's been chopped 4 to 4.5 inches. It's a radical custom done in the 1950s style. It has Buick side trim from a 1953 Buick, and its color is a real deep purple called eggplant. 3 years ago, we found it in the farmer's field in Hatley, Wisconsin. And the farmer had been using the wheels that you see on the car right now on his hay wagon. Right? He finished using the Merc and just parked it out behind the barn. And after about 3 years of work, this is what it looks like now.
It's one of those classic stories. Does it have the original flathead V8 in there?
It still does. Yeah, the flathead's been overhauled and modified a little bit, but that's the original V8 flathead. That was.
He's right, folks. I didn't notice that to start, but there it is. It's the old flathead developing somewhere about a little less than 100 horsepower or something like that.
101.
Yeah, I bet she screams, huh?
101 screaming stallions. Right?
Yeah, and a couple of glass packs on there, and off we go, huh?
Schmitty's.
Hey,
right?
good, yeah. How old are you anyway?
I'm 53.
Yeah, well, I guess I can relate. I'm 50. Light 'em up, right?
That's right.
All right, good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're lucky enough to have one of the stars of Route 66 with us this afternoon with his brand new shiny red Corvette, the first one of the day.
You bet, Wayne Serfelder. You bet, 1962.
I guess I was kind of teasing about that Route 66,
Yeah.
but I believe that was 62, wasn't it, also?
It was. Yes, it was. You bet.
Okay, well, did you tell us where you're from?
West Bend.
Okay, good. Tell us about your car. This is the first Corvette interview we're doing today.
Oh, well, we picked this up about 4 years ago and did a little work on the engine and enjoying every minute of it.
Oh.
It's a good pastime. Don't get to use it as much as we'd like to, but...
Well, I see that you still have the hardtop on. What are you expecting? A bad weather, or is it a soft top in bad condition?
No, I don't have a soft top with this one. This was strictly a hard top. They made so many with both, and they made so many with strictly a hard top.
This is strictly hard top?
Yes, it is. Yeah. The hard top comes off, but there's no rag top. There's no soft top with it at all.
But you could put an aftermarket. You could get a
aftermarket. Yes, we could.
Okay,
but
good.
then it wouldn't be original anymore.
Ah, man, you got to stick with that. Okay. Would it be tacky or distasteful or tasteless to ask you how much you paid for it?
Well, it was about $22,000.
That's what they're going for nowadays. I know that the first one I had and the only one I had, I sold for $1,100.
Right?
$1,100. Yeah, I sold it in 1972, though.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'd like to find a few more for that price right now.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I still had it back. It'd be right here today.
I'm sure it would. I'm sure it would.
Thanks for the interview. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Well, we've got a couple of cars in a row here. It looks like custom car row, and I want to start with this 1944 Deluxe. It's got an 81 Corvette engine, and it's owned by Dale and Becky Schneider. A very nice-looking car. Outstanding features include a Mustang front suspension, a narrow 9-inch rear, and brakes. But it's a very nice interior, very nice-looking paint job. Next, we've got 1934 Chevrolet Coupe, engine 305. It's owned by Chuck Buttweiken. I don't. The owners aren't here. I can't tell where they're from. But this is also a very interesting car. A reversed door arrangement, suicide doors, no door handles. Ralph, if you can get a look at this engine, looks like some kind of a fuel injection, highly technical, highly modified motor. Very attractive. Now, next, we're going to be looking at another orange vehicle, a 1940 Ford Coupe 327 Chevy owned by Tim Hunkins. Tim Hunkins is from Waukesha. Also a lot of chrome. Very fine paint job. Interesting that these three cars should be parked next to each other, but it makes a good visual stimulation. Found out why all these cars are parked in a row, and it's Lyle Bushman is here with the story. And first of all, I'd like you to see what he has on his shirt. It says, "A man's got to believe in something." He's got a bottle of beer pasted right to his shirt, and it says, "I believe I'll have another beer." So, Lyle, I like this shirt. Maybe you can tell us about your club, where you're from, and we're going to go down taking a look at each one of these cars.
Most of these cars are from Waukesha Car Club in this line here. They're all just good family enthusiasts. Enjoy the cars and enjoy the club.
Came up in a great big convoy, did you?
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
yes, we did.
Good. Well, let's start with this one. We'll do about 15, 20 seconds on each car as we're walking down the line. We'll see what we have first.
This is a 1969 Nova owned by Bob Wiesenthal. Very nice car. Very nice original car.
It's original, not restored?
It's been repainted, but other than that, it's basically original.
No, he doesn't take it out very often, huh?
Oh yes, he drives it quite a bit.
Well, it's in very good shape yet. Next, Lyle, what we got?
This is a 47 Ford owned by Jim Kofke from Pewaukee with a small block Chevrolet and an automatic, which is what most of your people do with street rods. This is a street rod, 48 and earlier.
You're saying most of them put in automatics in a street rod? Why is that, Lyle?
Less maintenance. Easier driving, more like your new cars. More dependable.
Do any of these cars have air conditioning and all that high-tech late model stuff?
Quite a few of them do, yes.
Well, I like this. I like the color. I don't suppose that was original.
No, it wasn't. Canary yellow was not original.
Okay, well, let's see what next, Lyle. Oh, my goodness, look at the color on this car. Would you just look at the engine? Would you just look at it?
This is a 41 Willys owned by Dan and Ricky Calvano, and it's a Porsche raspberry color with a small block Chevrolet with a blower, Pro Streeted, which is the big tires in the back and that, and it's a very, very nice car. Owner built this car from the ground up. He and his wife did the interior and everything. It's an exceptional car.
Jeez, a Willys, of all things, a Willys. When was the last Willys produced? 1955, 6 maybe?
Yeah, before they went to the Jeeps, yes.
Yeah.
Some of your cars, maybe the mid-40s, before the war.
I get a kick out of these things. They call these fat-fendered vehicles, and if you look at the front fenders, rear fenders, well, you know why.
That's right. They're nice cars for cruising with, for driving with, because they're comfortable. They're as big as what your new cars are, and just as comfortable to drive.
Would you say that this, with all that engine stuff that this guy has, would this be the fastest of the bunch? And fast isn't a priority, but this thing's got to just scream.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Does he compete it at all, drag it, any of that stuff?
I don't believe he has, but you look at it and you can just see it. It says fast to it.
Yeah, I bet it sounds fast too, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
Well, let's go on to the next one. Next one looks like a 34, one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites. In fact, someday I'd like to own one.
This is a 34 Chevrolet owned by Nick and Bridget Calvano, Dan's son. And this got a small block Chevrolet in it with Weber carburetors, 4 Weber carburetors. And this is a brand new car. This was just finished a few weeks ago. And it's about a 2 or 2.5 year project. And it's very, very nice. An exceptional car when you see it. You look at the detail and that on it. It's another one that he did the interior himself. And the detail that's in it is just unbelievable. You have to see it to believe it.
Well, I tell you what, those carburetors are sticking up there like a 6-pack of Miller. Those got to be about 8 barrels, 2 barrels each?
Right. It takes a lot of work to schedule that, to work with those and get them where they're all synchronized.
Yeah, I'll bet. Are those reverse doors?
Yes, that's got suicide doors with electric solenoids, remote control entry.
How do you get in?
With there's a small remote control like your alarm systems and that you get into them with.
There's a button or a switch hidden somewhere, or electronically controlled?
It depends a lot on the car. Some cars have switches underneath the doors, or rocker panels, or mirrors, or even under the chrome strips. Some of them are just remote controlled. Some of them are done with magnets. It all depends on the owner's imagination as to how they want to get into it.
I sure like this vehicle. It is a roadster. Apparently, the top is up ready for the what appears to be maybe an impending rainstorm. But I think you're going to have a nice dry ride home yet.
No rain. It's Sunday. No rain on Sunday.
Hey, 4th of July too. Those firecrackers got to go off somehow.
That's right.
Let's take a look at this last one now, Lyle. What do we got? Some girl's car, obviously.
No, this car actually I own.
Jeez. I'm sorry. Well, I only cracked wise because it is pink, and it's a very attractive pink.
Well, my wife and I own this. My wife Linda and I own this, and this I built over the last 6 years. This has got a 2-port injected Chevrolet out of a Trans Am, the same that 34 Chevrolet down there had. All the new computer systems, air conditioning, power windows, remote control entry. They're a lot of fun, and if you don't have a chance to drive one and ride in one, you really don't know.
I'll tell you what, these are they look like fun. They look beautiful. You've got a very good club representation here. I don't know. I don't suppose you have all the members here, but you sure have this row wired. And just out of curiosity, is there any kit cars in this whole any of these that we just looked at?
Yes, the 34 Cabriolet, the 34 Chevy, the turquoise colored one are fiberglass cars.
These were the ones that I mentioned before that can be bought out of a catalog.
Right, you can build them out of a catalog, but when you see them like this, if you don't know, you can't tell that they are or not. You look at the Willys next to it, which is a steel car. You look at this car, you can't tell the difference.
And the one that we just looked at previously, this plum color, is all fiberglass.
Right.
And can be purchased as is. I imagine you have to put your paint job on it and put your interior in it.
Right, you've got to paint it, put your interior in it, finish your chassis on it, but you can buy a rolling chassis. You can put one together, but you spend a lot of money to put one together.
It's the same way. Either way, you're going to stick some money in. And this vehicle here, out of a catalog, complete, is going to cost you how much?
This car here is probably worth right now between $35,000 and $40,000.
There you are. This is a hobby that probably you don't want to have too many other hobbies to go along with this one.
No, you don't. No, you don't. But it's well worth it. It's well worth it. Just for the fun involved in it, and it's something different. It gets to show your own imagination what you can create.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, it gets you a lot of conversation too, doesn't it? And owning these cars, you gotta like to talk to people because they're gonna be knocking on your door, aren't they?
That's the most fun, is the people.
Yeah.
To meet the new people and talk to the new people, such as yourself and that, and just to have a good time with them.
I agree. Lyle, I appreciate the interview. Thanks for the time, and let's go have a beer.
Thank you.
I don't know, folks, but this guy just about ran me over, and I stopped him for an interview, and it turns out he's a good friend of mine. He cooks my dinner for me just about every day. His name is Dick Pileski. Dick, what have you got here today?
I got a 59 Ford soft-topped convertible. It's got a 390 engine in it and duals. Other than it's pretty stock.
Dick, by the way, works with me at the West Bend Mutual Insurance Company. He's a head chef at our cafeteria. But I know, Dick, that you've got two of these things. And not 159 isn't enough. This man has to have two of them. What's the other one? It looks almost just like this one, doesn't it, Dick?
Well, I got a 64 T-Bird. That's a hardtop, and I got a 71 Ford pickup truck. Strictly a Ford man.
What about that Hideaway hardtop?
That one I got rid of.
Oh. And never mind. He had one that looked exactly like this with a Hideaway hardtop. It's gone now. He's got this to replace it. Are you going for best of show today, Dick?
Well, I'm just out here. I was in the West Bend Parade, and I just came out here. I don't know. I just come out and have a sandwich and a couple beers and spend the afternoon looking at somebody else's car.
Hey, good to talk to you again, Dick. Meet me in the beer stand later, all right?
Okay, we'll see you, Jimmy.
Take it easy, but see you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. I have the owner here of a 31 Chevy. It looks like some kind of a sedan model, but it's a very attractive, wine or burgundy with some special engine. Let's hear what the gentleman has to say. What's your name and where are you from, sir?
I'm Bob Griffin. I'm from Menominee Falls.
And tell us about your car just a bit.
It's a 31 Chevy, street rod. It's got a 327 engine. It's chopped. It's got a digital dash. It's got a sunroof. So it's had some minor changes?
Yeah, I'd guess some minor changes. And is there a color that we can refer to here? What kind of color is this?
It's a burgundy. It's a metallic burgundy is what it is.
It's beautiful. Let's take a look inside.
Hide the beer. I got to drink the beer. It's got Camaro seats, and it's got what should I say? Basically, it's been restructured from an old sedan. It used to have a canvas top, and now it's all leaded in, and it's a steel top.
Did you do all the work on this thing?
No, I really didn't. I'm the fourth owner of this car.
And it looked like this for four owners?
No. Each guy does a little bit more, okay, basically. One guy chopped it, and he was from Sheboygan. Another guy put the front end in. He was from Wisconsin Rapids. The guy that I purchased it was also from Menominee Falls, and he put the chassis in. It's got a Corvair front end. It's got a Ford rear end. It's got a Chevy engine.
Isn't that amazing?
Interior. So basically, that's how they get put together.
Isn't it amazing how all that stuff can somehow bolt together? It just blows me away. Thanks for the interview so much, and good luck in the best of show.
Yeah, thank you for asking me. Have a good day.
Hey, here we have a gentleman with probably, this may be the oldest vehicle in the park, and give us your name and where you're from and what it is.
Don Peters, it's Rio, 1933. It's not the oldest. It just looks old.
I'll tell you,
I had the kids wash it yesterday.
Yeah, just in time for the rain. It's a beautiful car, Don. Let me just listen to the motor for a second. How many cylinders have you got in this Mammoth? It looks like about a dozen or so.
Eight, and I think they're all working.
Is it 8 in a row straight?
Yeah,
we also notice it's a 4-door sedan with suicide doors. This is what a suicide door means when you open it up this way. It's suicide. And Don, I think if you got a close-up of Don's T-shirt, it explains what happens here. He who dies with the most toys wins. It's as simple as that. Don, you've got a very nice-looking car. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you. Gee, we were just leaving.
Well, time to go.
Well, we're gonna get home before it starts raining.
Okay. Nice talking to you. Okay, folks, we're leaving the car area. We're going to be heading over to the swap meet and the beer stand area and a number of other things that still are to be seen. This is once again the Allenton Lions 11th annual classic car and truck show, swap meet and flea market. It's Sunday, July 4th, 1993. The festivities go until 5 o'clock tonight. It's still early, so folks, since this isn't live, it doesn't make a difference. You can't come out here anyway. But they had pancake breakfast this morning. They've got food, beverages, live music, door prizes. It's all right here in Allenton. It takes place every year on, I think it's the first Sunday of July. Happens to be the 4th of July this year. We're in the flea market area now, which is adjacent to the old car exhibition area. And as you can see, we've got a number of different items on the tables here, and it stretches on down. You can pick up anything from knickknacks and thimbles and little old antique toys to any kind of a car part that you might want to have for your restoration project. You can see the number of people we have here, and there's quite a few people milling about buying their antiques and car parts. With a gentleman from Ashapen right now, and I'm in the middle of the swap meet area, and he has a number of parts that are laying out here, and maybe you could tell us what your name is, and it is Ashapen. How many of these events do you go to a year?
4.
Yeah. What's the name?
Dave Nye.
Do you have a lot of success with these things?
Depends. It all depends upon the people.
Well, where do you get all the parts from that? Do you have a yard or something that you might bring down, or how's it work?
No, it's just a strictly hobby. Buy and sell parts, cars. That's all it is. It's strictly a hobby.
Well, I see you've got a number of pieces in the front here. I could probably use one of these for my car. Looks like a 68 to 72 General Motors headlamp, rim, something like that. Some intake manifolds, some dashboards. You've got. I imagine. Are you loading up already for the day?
Yep. Starting to sprinkle out, so I'd like to get home before it rains.
Well, thanks for stopping down, and you're welcome again next year. I imagine we'll be seeing you, right?
Probably.
Okay, good. We're deep in the flea market now, and I've noticed a funny rack of what appears to be fish of some kind, a decoy. But I'd like the gentleman to explain what the heck these are. And what is your name, sir?
Harvey Rates from Oshkosh.
Good, Harvey. Maybe you could tell us what we're looking at.
Well, you're looking at fish spearing decoys, and they use them in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. And then in spring, they cut a hole in the ice, and these were the smaller ones were usually used to spear northern pike and muskies. And you get into Lake Winnebago, you use the bigger ones for sturgeon. And one of these decoys is caught after a Peterson from Michigan, and one of his decoys sold for $18,000 last year in New York auction, $18,000, and this is getting a big investment. These are going all over the country, and these are copied after Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin decoys.
These are just made out of wood and then drilled out and then sunk with a sinker?
Right, and then weighted here to keep them in the water. And some of these, you notice the tails are bent. The reason the tails are bent, that they'll swim in a circle in the hole.
I'll tell you what, these things, they weigh about what, 16, 20 ounces or so?
Oh, sure. You need that weight, keep them in the water so they don't float. Otherwise, they're made out of wood and the fins are tin or other metal.
Yeah, very fascinating. How many of these flea events do you come to in a year?
Oh, probably 6 or 7, Cedarburg and around Oshkosh. But this is getting to be a big investment. Duck decoys and spearing decoys, they go into hundreds and thousands, most of them.
Well, welcome, and thanks for the interview, and have a nice dry trip back to Oshkosh.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, here we have a gentleman who is no stranger to the microphone. He claims he's done about 20 interviews in the last year, but I can see why. He's got a very fascinating stand, a very fascinating setup, a number of things to choose from, and let's get his name and where he's from and what he's all got.
My name is Oliver Breitenbach. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I operate, my business name is called Oliver's. I sell antique auto and truck literature. I have one of the largest private collections of literature that there is. I deal exclusively in owner's manuals dating from 1905 to 1991. I carry about 80,000 picture ads with me, detailing most cars, the original ads when you bought your car new. I also have the original paint chip charts if you want to restore your car back to the original color. I have them going back to 1934. And it's a very interesting hobby. It was a hobby for me, and now it's a business.
Oliver, I just reached into the pile here, and I pulled out an American Motors 1956 paint chip chart for Hudson and Nash. Now, how many? I don't suppose there's many of these things around in Wisconsin, much less in the United States or in the world.
Well, there's quite a few. You'd be really surprised. There's 22 million collectors in the United States that collect automobiles and collect literature. And after they have their cars restored, they buy the literature.
Interesting. You said your business is called Oliver's. Would you like to give a phone number or something in case somebody wants to call that's watching this?
Sure. My area code is 414-464-7430. I have a nice mail order business. We do mail order business in all 50 states and 11 foreign countries.
Good. I noticed also you have cars across the top. Are those just an attraction? Those are for sale also?
They're also for sale. There are miniature collector cars of miniature cars and trucks.
What are those little kit cars? Did you buy those or together, or did you put those, or you make them, or what?
No, they're an all metal car. Some of them are 5 to 10 years old. Some of them are recently new, but they're the original automobiles, and they're very fine detail. And I really sell them cheap. I sell them at $3 a piece. Now, if I was doing a toy show, I'd take that little car there and put it in a little plastic box and get $15 for it, same car. But I realize that people in Wisconsin, can't afford that kind of money, so I sell them for $3.
Hey, Oliver, you're talking to one guy right here. Give me about 50 of these, all right?
Sure.
I'll sell them for $15.
Very good.
Oliver, thanks so much for the interview. How are you going to cover? Does this all cover up and transport so that you don't get it wet on the way back?
I cover it up in about 15 minutes. Never have to worry about the rain. Everything that I have with me is sealed in plastic or it's bagged, so minor showers doesn't bother me. Heavy rain I can cover up in about 15-20 minutes.
How many car shows a year do you do?
I do 35 to 40. This is a full-time business for me.
35 to 40? Boy, oh boy, I bet you get cars up to here, huh?
Well, I was a car dealer for 35 years, and I found that this is a better business and it's less work.
I like this. Oliver, I'd like to go on talking to you, but hey, I got work to do. Thanks for the interview.
It's been a pleasure, and have a good day.
Thank you so much. Okay, we are inside now in the model car, model truck, and model farm machinery show. It's a display. It's all these items are for sale and also display. A number of cars, trucks, number of dealers. I'm guessing there's probably 10 or 15 dealers in here. And in a moment, we're going to close up on a few of the more interesting items. Okay, folks. This appears to be a model truck coin bank display. All these items are for sale. Some of the things are $26, $25. Some of these cars are for $4. But if you look, probably the highlight of this entire display is this probably a 1954 or 5 Cadillac convertible. If you can see, I don't know if you can, Ralph, can you get that or not? It says, please do not touch, with a price tag of $200. I just can't help myself. I want to touch this thing so bad, and yet it says, please do not touch. This is very interesting, fascinating. I'm talking here to a gentleman from Marshall, Wisconsin, just outside of Madison, and he was explaining about these items, the old Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, and maybe you'd like to give us your name, sir, and of course it is Marshall, and tell us about these things.
My name is Victor Elliott, and the Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles, the ones that we have right here, are the second one that they made. The original one that they made in the toy had little Oscar that came up and down. The new ones, they just made 5 brand new ones. They're very aerodynamic, and that'll be this one. Hot Wheels makes it. Might as well give them a shot, and they're very aerodynamic. And right now, they're only available from Oscar Mayer's.
Oh, really?
The original toy, these are banks. The original ones with the little Oscar on them are an antique and a collectible item, which a lot of the Oscar Mayer items right now are becoming collectibles.
Do you have any of the old Wiener whistles? I'd like about a dozen. I got some friends at work I want to give them out to.
I don't have any with me.
There'd have been a sale.
Right. However, they do have 2 different kinds of Wiener whistles also. They have the old original that just looks like the hot dog, and the new one is like a miniature of the bank.
What about the number of tables that we've seen here? And there's probably a dozen vendors here today. A lot of these cars look like banks, and trucks are looking like banks, and planes and farm machinery. What is the scoop here on the bank business?
The banks are becoming a very popular item with people as far as collectibles are concerned. Ertl is very big into the banks. The Winston Cup cars and the NASCAR race car series. People enjoy banks. They're just a little bit different, a little unique, and they're becoming quite collectible.
It makes a toy then into something that is actually practical, if you can call a bank. I'm going nowhere with this, am I? Well, I appreciate the interview, and how many of these shows do you attend in a year? It looks like you got a very nice setup.
Well, thank you. We do about 6 or 7 shows a year right now. We do it as a hobby, and we hope to expand it a little bit and become a dealer and make even more shows.
You're going to be in Iola in a couple weeks?
No, I'll probably be down around Blanchardville. But Iola is a very big show, and I don't have any reservations up there for that this year.
That's all pre-reserved and all that. You just can't pull in and find a spot. I know there's several hundred acres of area out there, but apparently you have to have all that pre-reserved.
Yes, you do. You almost need your reservations a year ahead of time to get into Iola. They have about 300 acres up there. It's a fabulous show for people to go to, but you need 2 days to cover it.
Right. I think it's the second largest old car show in the nation, next to Hershey, Pennsylvania, something like that.
Yes, it is.
Have you ever been to Hershey?
Yes, I was out there about 3-4 years ago. It's a fabulous show out there, I'll tell you. And we enjoy this show also. This is about our 3rd, 4th year down here, and we plan on coming back here also.
This is better than Hershey, isn't it?
You bet. A whole lot closer.
Very good, and thanks for stopping. We're looking forward to see you again next year.
Thank you.
I've seen it all now. I've seen model toys, I've seen model cars, I've seen model trains, model boats, model airplanes, but this is the first model limousine that I've seen, a stretch limousine. I mean, what's left? I've got some folks here from, actually I forgot where you're from. Give us your name and where you're from, and tell us about your shop.
Well, it's Hobbytown at 7116 West Greenfield Avenue in West Allis. And we're also on mail order, Model Empire, and we sell all over the world.
That's
so we've got quite,
44 foreign countries.
Yep.
Over 40 foreign countries we sell.
40 foreign countries. You get a lot of call for model cars and that from out of the states even, but countries?
We're very cheap, actually. The American products are very cheap compared to the foreign products. And even if they pay, like Australia pays 80% duty, they're still cheaper by buying them from the Americans and shipping them over there and paying a high freight, and still cheaper and paying the duty on top of it. But if they get them made over there, their money is so much, 5 times difference.
Do you sell them to distributors over there or individuals?
In Japan, we have 2 dealers that sell. Australia, we have 2 dealers. And Germany, I think there's about 5. There's a few in Norway. I think that's about as far as the dealers are. The rest of the countries are all personal people,
Yeah, that is then a big time operation, folks. Did I get your names? I know you're from, but what your name and your place again?
We're Hobbytown and Model Empire in West Dallas, and
And your name?
my name is Jerry Geiger, and my wife Laverne.
Well, I appreciate the interview, and good luck to you with your business. Thanks for coming. We'll look for you again next year. Okay. Good. The flea market outside again, and I finally broke down and bought some golf balls, but I've got the head of the flea market here. What's your name, sir?
Danny Gaiman.
Danny, tell us a little bit about the flea market, what your responsibilities are, how long your hours are, and that kind of crap.
Oh, we start yesterday morning. We started at 8 o'clock. We worked till 1 o'clock just to get all the spaces staked out. And we were here at 5 o'clock this morning. People were at the gate waiting for us to get in.
Oh, it just isn't done by itself. Huh? You have to spend a lot of hours ahead of time, and I imagine tear all the stuff down after everybody leaves.
Right. We send out our flyers about in the middle of May to let people know this is coming up, and they start responding. And by the middle of June, we're darn near booked. The people wanted to buy out this year, ready for next year. We could have pre-sold this.
You only set up 2 months in advance. I would think it might be a lot longer than that.
Well, most of these are repeat people. They planned this. They planned well enough ahead of time that they keep the first Sunday in July open for the Allenton Lions Club flea market and swap meet.
Okay, now if somebody wanted to have a spot here next year, how would they go about it? Would they contact you or contact Lions Club what?
They would probably get a hold of the Lions Club, any Allenton Lions Club member. We have our dinner meetings down at the Allenton Inn, so they could get a hold of someone at the Allenton Inn, downtown Allenton. That's Dennis Mizurzak or Linda, and they would get a hold of the proper people.
Good. Well, that takes care of that. Now let's interview somebody here who actually bought something. This lovely lady was walking out. We trapped her. Maybe you'd like to stick around and ask a few questions yourself. You've got a present. You bought it at the flea market. Tell us what your name is, where you're from, and what this is all about.
I'm Bonnie Dahlman. I'm from Hartford. And I just was walking through and seen something that I liked, and I grabbed it.
It's a present, is it?
It's a present for a good friend of mine.
She collects them. It's a very attractive. It's an original. Did you talk to the artist, or how does that work?
No, I didn't talk to him. I just found it and took it.
What did you think of the old cars back in there?
I thought they were great. Real nice.
Did you have a favorite?
Oh, yeah.
Did you vote?
What?
Did you vote?
No.
Well, you better go back. I think we got till 3 o'clock, don't we?
Right.
Okay. Folks, thanks so much for the interview, and let's hope we don't get wet, huh?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Another
Good.
good year. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks. Well, we finally made it into the beer tent, and I have to clear up one thing. In the last scene, the last cut, the girl I was talking to had that present, and she didn't want to show it on camera because it would be a reckless surprise for her friend. Now we're inside the beer tent, like I said, and we're about to interview the person in charge here. Sort of give us your name and what your function is, what you're selling.
Well, I'm Tom Buckingham. I'm past president of the Allenton Lions Club, and what we're trying to do here is give out some information on what our Lions Club is all about. This here that you see in front of us here with this set of pins, this is just one of our little raffles that we're raffling off. It's a complete set of every year of our pins from 1984, 85, 86 through there, and it was 6 for $5, so that was just part of it.
How much is this, sir?
6 tickets for $5, and then we're going to hold a drawing at 4 o'clock. And then also with our program here, anybody who came in today, they could come and deposit glasses. The Lions organization is always looking to pick up used eyeglasses or hearing aids or any type of things, or the battery, in the glasses with that. And then also I'm here to talk about with the Leader Dog program. It's another one of the Lions functions that we have. It's in the Leader Dog program out of Rochester, Minnesota, where if a person is totally blind or so, we send them up there and they get trained to have a leader dog to go out on the street and function as a normal human being, just like they'd be totally blind or so, but yet they'd be able to go out, walk through the supermarkets and do everything else. And the other stuff that we have over here is on our Wisconsin Lions Camp, which is about one of the best Lions camps in the United States, located up in Rosholt, Wisconsin. It's where we take the visually handicapped and blind children and send them up there for 1 week or 2 weeks, and it's all paid through the donations of the different Wisconsin Lions clubs in the state of Wisconsin. So basically what we're trying to do here is get a little information out to the public on what the Allenton Lions Club does and what the other organizations are, you know, the different functions of a Lions Club.
Well, I'll tell you what, I have to hand it to you folks because you've got a very good arrangement here. You've got a very good car show. In the background, the band performing is?
The band that we have performing is Kenny Brandt's band. He's out of the Slinger area. We've had him here now for about the last 4 or 5 years. A very good band.
We talked to a gentleman earlier on and explained that we should visit this booth, the information booth, and just by luck we got a very good spokesperson. Your nickname Bucky, apparently?
Yes, I'm Tom Buckingham, alias Bucky. I'm the Leader Dog Program Chairman for 2782, and if anybody cares to find out more about the Leader Dog Program or the Wisconsin Lions Camp, they can contact either me or someone from the Allenton Lions Club.
And how about becoming a member if they were so choose?
Well, they can contact, if they want to become a member of the Allenton Lions Club or any Lion organization, they can contact either our club or any other local Lions Club in their area. We just chartered a brand new club here within the last week out of the Slinger, Wisconsin, and there's going to be another new club coming in out of the Hartford. It'll be called the Kettle Moraine Club. So as you can see, the Lions clubs are expanding in the area.
Fantastic, Bucky. Let me shake your hand. It was a good interview, and many more years of service, community service, community service and development. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, and I thank you people for coming and spending your time with us.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we're inside the beer tent, and we've got a couple here that are in the front row just waiting to get out there and do their dancing to this lovely music. Maybe you could give us your name and where you're from, folks.
I'm Tom Neville. I'm from West Allis, Wisconsin.
Is that West Allis?
Right, West Allis.
And?
I'm Kathy from Hartford.
Good. What do you think of the car show? What do you think of music? What do you think of the event in general?
Great, very great. I'm glad we also have nice weather for today's festivities.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can't tell that it's raining like the devil outside, can you?
No, not really.
No, actually we're inside, but the weather has held up, and it turned out to be a nice day after all. Now the question of the hour, are you two folks ever going to get out there and dance? Because we can put you on camera right now.
Sure.
Here we go.
Let's go. Good. There they are, folks. The couple of the hour. I think Ralph likes this music. Actually, that guy on the saxophone is really cranking. He's pretty good. I'm having trouble keeping my feet still. Excuse me, would you like to dance? Hey, would you like to dance? Would you like to dance? Quick. We're going to be on camera. There you are, folks. Turn down twice and 2 straight. Would you like to dance? Come on. I found one, somebody.
What I got on TV?
of breath. I'd like you to meet my dancing partner. Her name is Irene. Irene, what's your last name? Where are you from?
I'm Irene Mostek. I'm from Milwaukee. Actually from Greenfield, Wisconsin.
Well, you're a very good dancer, Irene. You've been dancing a lot today.
I enjoy dancing. We just came about an hour ago. My friend told me about this car show, and we love the band. The band is real good.
Did you come in an old car?
No. My friend, let's see, I forgot his year of the car. Let's see, 83, I believe. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, thanks so much for dancing with me. I got turned down a couple of times before you were so gracious to accept. Maybe I could buy you a beer and maybe a hamburger and maybe I could buy a new car too. What the heck?
Okay, no, thank you. That's okay.
Good.
I enjoy dancing with you. You're a good dancer.
Well, thank you very much. I enjoyed it. Thanks for the interview too.
All right, thank you.
Well, this is a real treat. I got an old classmate of mine, Butch Winninghoff, and apparently you've got some authority around here. Butch, just what the heck are your responsibilities?
Well, we're in the kitchen here, and we start usually at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and start making breakfast sausages, which this morning we served about 1,450 breakfasts, and then after that we go right into the hamburgers and the hot dogs.
1,450, is that you have records dating back? Is this a good year, a bad year? Or,
This is a fairly good year for breakfast, but since then we kind of slacked off quite a bit. But there's too many things going on today,
Well, yeah, we realize that it's always the first Sunday of July, and it happened to be the 4th of July this year.
Right.
And you're battling a few things with that. But do you figure a lot of people come just for breakfast and don't even attend the car show then?
Well, the ones that are cars that are here, they go out and look at and go through the flea market and have breakfast and go on to the next thing that they got to do today.
How long have you been a member of this Lions Club, Butch? I know every time I come out here I see you, and it's been going on a good 10 years that I've been doing that.
I'm not really sure myself, to be truthful. I'm not a charter, but I was the second year after they chartered. I've been here ever since.
How long have the Lions Club been around in Allenton? And that's kind of asking the same question.
Yeah, that's asking the same question. I'm guessing 10 years.
I'll tell you what, Butch, I got to hand it to your organization. I just talked to a gentleman back at the information booth. You folks are doing a lot of good things for the community, and of course this is one of the money-making events that you've got.
Yeah, this is our only event that we have.
Oh, this is it for you?
This is it for us, yes.
Can I ask how much this little event generates for the year?
Well, last year we generated about $15,000.
You said 15,000?
15,000, yes. And
holy cow, that's a lot of hamburger.
And it's all given away. We don't keep a dime of it. It's all given back.
Well, give me a couple of bucks, Butch. I could use some. I'll buy one with it.
Well, someday we might have to get you a C&I dog.
Yeah, and we're going to get you a cane, buddy. Hey, thanks for the interview, Butch. We'll see you again when we plan another reunion, huh?
Okay.
Put it up, pal. Hey, Ralph, I love this job. Here I have some of the finest looking women in Washington County, and I'd like to introduce them or have them introduce themselves. These women have put in long hours, right? Yeah. Lots of hot, sweaty grills and smoke. They've been working their fingers to the bone for the people here all day long, cooking breakfast, cooking hot dogs, hamburgers, serving pancakes. Don't forget that. Let's get their names, and I believe you're all wives of Lions Club members, aren't you? Let's start with the lady with the lovely hat. What's your name, please?
My name is Bonnie Whitmire.
Thank you. What a pretty hat. Did you get that at the flea market?
No, I'm getting ready to go to Rhinelander.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm getting ready to go to Rhinelander next week, and we're going to go to the Hodag, and everybody's got to have a cowboy hat.
All right, Hodag. How about this lovely lady?
I'm Marie Whitmire, and our husbands are related.
Whitmire goes together. And how about this one?
I'm Donna Halliday.
10 years, Allenton Lions Club. Is that how old the club is?
This is the 11th year.
This is the 11th year. We finally cleared up that mystery, Butch. Now this lovely lady.
Jean Peters?
You don't have any shirt. Where's your Lions Club shirt? Pardon me?
At home.
In the wash?
No.
And finally, the spokesperson of the group, her name is?
Melinda Mazurchak, wife of Dennis Mazurchak. Hi, Dennis.
Tell me, when did all you girls get here, and how many girls are working today?
Oh, almost all of the wives. Almost.
Oh, yeah. Almost all of the wives.
About 50, probably 50 wives.
50. That's a lot of people. And what time did you get here this morning?
5:30, 6:30.
Did you have to do any pre-setup like yesterday or any?
Lots of it.
And are you going to be here tomorrow and the day after cleaning up and that?
All done tonight. All done tonight.
What time tonight? Oh, so you'll be done by 6 or 7. You'll be able to watch the fireworks here too.
I'll be in bed. Without a doubt.
I'll tell you what. Before we're done today, Ralph and I are going to have one of your finest hamburgers, and we want the best hamburgers you got. Okay?
You got it.
Okay. We want you girls to put a combined effort in it. All right?
You bet.
Thank you so much for talking to us. This is going to be on community cable. It'll be on in about a week's time. So stay tuned. Thank you very much, Phil. Jeez, Ralph, I love this job. Here we are now inside the beer tent, inside behind the bar, and I've got a gentleman here who is apparently the head bartender because nobody else would talk to me. What's your name, sir?
Lion Marstoffel.
Did you say lime?
Lion Marstoffel.
Oh,
there's a lion function here.
Okay.
You ask me the questions and I'll try to answer you.
This guy's the best. Marsh, we got to hold it to about 10 minutes, okay? Can you calm down?
Well, I'll try my best.
Okay, here, I'll tell you what. We wanted to know how the beer sales are going for today. Are you ahead of schedule, behind schedule? How much money do you make on this stuff?
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah?
Everything is working out. We got about 40 half barrels gone, so.
You got 40 gone, and that's since when did you start pouring?
Oh, around 11:30. 10:30 maybe.
I'll tell you what, you got the weather working for you. It's a hot day and people are thirsty. Could be a little dustier though, don't you think?
Well,
sell a little bit more beer, right?
Now, are we going to talk all afternoon, or are you guys going to buy a beer here? We could use one of your $10 out of your billfold here once, or what do you think, buddy?
No thanks, Marsh. I got one right here. I tell you what, thanks for the interview, Marsh. I know you got to get back. The place is packed. It's jumping. Everybody wants beer. And we're going to stick around, maybe have a few more. But maybe you can give us a deal, maybe a group discount or something.
You don't look old enough. You ain't with the senior citizens yet, so.
That's me. I tell you what, Marsh, when you get to be my age, and I'm 50, you'll wish you were back as young as you are.
Well, I just turned 50.
Hey, when?
I just turned 50 in November, so.
I was in May, so good old class of 61, huh? Nice talking to you, Marsh. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll have a beer on you.
Okay.
I'm that kind of a guy.
Okay, you got it.
I usually buy one back.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Thank you. Nice talking with you.
Thank you, too. Folks, we're right here by the bandstand, and we're watching the dancers perform. It's the 11th annual Classic Car and Truck Show, Swap Meet and Flea Market, Allenton Lions Club. It's been a very nice day. The rain has held off. Temperatures about in the mid-80s. Good attendance, good crowd. Very, very organized. There haven't been any shootings or stabbings today. It's been a very good party all in all. The Kenny Brandt Orchestra is playing. They're from Hartford, Wisconsin. The three-piece combo. Kenny Brandt on the saxophone. I've enjoyed my time here today. I'm Jim German. And on behalf of myself and Ralph Manthey, the cameraman, we enjoyed putting this on for you. Next year, instead of watching it on TV, come on out in person. It's a short ride from anywhere in southeastern Wisconsin. Allenton. Notice the couple in the front wearing the red, white, and blue colors. Today is the 4th of July. There is no dance contest, but they're dancing like there was. So, with that, folks, we're wrapping up, and thank you so much.